I want to start this off with the quote from the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. Now, this may seem like a bit of a cliche, but I want to dive deeper into it. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. I may be going out on a limb with this statement, but I do not believe a lot of us understand how powerful the first step is. In this vast world of academia, for a lot of us, this degree is the first step. The first step of a long journey in pursuit of a master's, a bachelor's, and for a few of us, finally, the doctorate. We made it through 2 brutal years of academic onslaught, and now we're here. Our hanging out with our friends has been replaced by finishing a paper. Our weekends have been hijacked by a number students know all too well, the infamous 11:59 p.m. On holidays, the dinner table looks immaculate because you're judging the finished product. If you have a conversation with the family member that prepared it, it will be a different story. Behind the scenes is always ugly. It's preparation for something that looks beautiful. Everybody here right now with the cap and gown on, we are the finished products. All of the studying, the stress, the late nights, that was the ugly behind the scenes. This is where I want to pause and rewind. We made it through 2 brutal years of the academic onslaught. This journey started 2 years ago, so that means it is impossible for today to be the first step. But I'm not a physics major, so I could be wrong. While our true first steps look different, we all have one common step, and that is enrollment. Because if none of us enrolled, then none of us would be here right now. Our paths are so different. One thing I cannot do is tell what mile mark each one of us are at right now. But what I can do with 100% confidence is let you know that nobody graduating today is at step 1. If you only focus on the finish line, then you will only register how far away from it you are, and you will always miss how many steps it took you to actually get where you're at. So I challenge you to shift your perspective. When you're feeling so far from the finish line, I challenge you to turn around and look at the starting line and then tell yourself, how far are you from where you started? And for everybody here in attendance, I also want to challenge you to understand how powerful the first step is. When you get up to leave here, I want you to leave without taking the first step. Just stand there. Once you're done thinking about that, you will understand how powerful the first step is. Now let me tell you about my first steps. I am not supposed to be here coming from where I came from. My first step started with a conversation with someone who believed in me more than I believed in myself. That conversation lasted 3 years before enrollment. Talk about being persistent. The fear that I was not smart enough was paralyzing and kept pushing my enrollment date back. My first class was Psychology 101. I remember asking my professor, am I supposed to remember all of this? With so much compassion in her voice, she told me yes. Next semester, in Sociology 101, I told my professor that this is probably going to be my last semester. This is too fast and too hard. He had me come to his office and he told me, it's been a long time since he had a student break down these complex sociological processes like I have. And if I wanted to quit, I should have quit before I met him. That was the first aid that I have gotten in my entire life. At that moment, I realized an eagle has to get pushed out of the nest in order to learn how to fly. My nest was complacency, stagnation, and the cold fear of failure. So I got pushed out of that nest. And because I'm standing here talking to you right now, that means that I learned how to fly. That means that we learn how to fly. 70 to 75% of students do not make it to where we're at right now. We may not be athletes, but every last one of us have won our academic finals. So today, we're not celebrating our first steps. We're celebrating where our first steps led us, and I look forward to seeing where our next steps take us. Congratulations to class 2026. You deserve it. Thank you.